get your vaccine shot a lot sooner than you originally thought. And an update on the rally and march to support Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Ava Wainhouse. According to Como News, all people living in Washington over the age of 16 will be eligible for the COVID vaccine starting April 15th. Governor Jay Inslee made this announcement yesterday, saying the reason why this eligibility is coming 2 weeks earlier than planned is because of the rising cases in Washington.
And today I'm very pleased to tell you that their wait will be shortened. Starting April 15th, 2 weeks from today, and just 4 months since we started our vaccination program, all Washingtonians over 16 will be eligible.
Hi, I'm Chris Mitchell. AP News reports that company Emergent Biosolutions is at the center of quality problems regarding the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. The quality problems led to 15 million vaccine doses being discarded. The company is cited before by the Food and Drug Administration for poorly trained employees, cracked vials, and containment problems at one of their facilities.
Speaking of the COVID vaccine, we have a COVID update for Whitman County and WSU. According to Pullman Radio, 20 new COVID cases have been confirmed in Whitman County today. 12 of these cases are WSU students, which increases the number of active cases on campus to 95. 93 of these active cases at WSU are students.
Washington State University President Kirk Schultz emailed the WSU Pullman community urging for students and faculty to get vaccinated. Whitman County's recent rise into the high activity zone is due to a large influx from WSU. President Schultz even called it the fourth wave, but added that, quote, that WSU brought in a significant additional staffing and commitment, other resources to get ahead of the current spike.
As hate crimes rise across the country against Asian Americans, some Pullman leaders are planning a rally in support of the Asian community. Our reporter Alex Catanzaro is live at Rainey Park, where the rally will be held.
Thanks, Ava. I'm here at Rainey Park, where this Sunday community leaders are going to gather in support of the Asian American and Pacific Islander community here at Rainey Park. The event was organized by Jeremy Lin, a WSU artist who works for the College of Education. Lynn spoke to Moscow Pullman Daily News recently and said she was frightened by the increased attacks against Asian Americans and felt like she couldn't stay silent anymore. This is, of course, from attacks like the shooting in Atlanta that left 6 Asian women dead. Pullman Police Chief Gary Jenkins is expected to be in person, as well as Mayor Glenn Johnson and WSU Athletic Director Pat Chun. If you wish to be here, it'll be here Sunday at 2 p.m. Masks are required and everybody must stay 6 feet apart. Live from Rainey Park, I'm Alex Catanzaro.
Thanks, Alex. Easter's this Sunday, but buying rabbits for the holiday may be dangerous. According to Pullman Radio News, veterinarians at WSU are recommending that parents do not purchase bunnies or rabbits because of the risks of viruses and diseases. If you do own a rabbit, the Washington State Department of Agriculture is asking you to wash your hands before and after working with rabbits, along with not sharing equipment with other owners.
The Pullman Chamber of Commerce cabaret dinner and auction fundraiser has been scheduled. According to Pullman Radio, it will take place on Saturday, October 30th. Last year's dinner was canceled due to the pandemic and normally takes place in the spring. The theme for this year's event is Secret Garden. The Moscow Central Lions Club is inviting graduating seniors to apply for their club's 2021-2022 academic scholarship. The club will award 4 $1,000 scholarships for the 2021-2022 academic year to graduating seniors from the Moscow School District. To be eligible, students must enroll at U of I and to vocational, technical, or academic program in Idaho beginning in fall 2021.
According to Pullman Radio, crop acreage estimates for this year's harvest have been released. It's expected for Washington growers to have less winter wheat this year, falling at 1.75 million acres, which is down 3% from last year. As for the spring, 580,000 acres of wheat is predicted for Washington, up 7% from last year. Barley crop is expected to remain the same at 90,000 acres.
Coming up, why your child could be receiving less food during lunchtime at school.
And we have an update regarding the shooting at a Southern California office building. We'll be right back. According to Como News, another Washington state man has been accused of storming the U.S. Capitol back in January. Suspect Mark Brew appeared in U.S. District Court in Portland yesterday following his arrest by federal agents in Vancouver Tuesday. An arrest warrant contains images showing Brew attending a pro-Trump rally in D.C., marching inside the Capitol. Brew has yet to enter a plea to his charges, which include engaging in disorderly conduct in a restricted building.
As the United States starts to make the climb back from the coronavirus pandemic, food insecurity is still a nationwide problem. Children were among the most affected, with school-distributed breakfast and lunch being 30% lower than it was in 2019, with schools being closed due to the pandemic. Food banks will continue to play a pivotal role. Feeding America plans to meet their 6 billion meals distributed last year.
The gunman who killed 4 people and wounded a 5th Wednesday evening at a Southern California office building knew all of the victims and shut the gates to the 2 entrances, delaying police from getting inside. Among the victims of the shooting, a 9-year-old boy was found cradled in the arms of a woman, and the woman believed to be his mother was the only survivor. This was the 3rd major mass shooting in 2 weeks in America. It's beautiful outside today. Is the sun sticking around, Jay?
It sure is, Ava. Today it's been really warm and it's gonna stay that way, and it should later on in next week cool down a little bit, but for now we don't need to worry about that. Today the high was 64 and there was a low of 39 tonight. The sun doesn't set for another hour or so, and we're really grateful for the warmth we're feeling right now. Tomorrow it's going to still be about 64-ish, and it will actually feel warmer tomorrow than it did today. These are incorrect values, unfortunately, but the wind speed is correct. It will be less windy tomorrow than it was today, so we can expect actually warmer feelings. Into the Washington state map, we can see that Pullman and Spokane are both about the same temperature today. It's actually colder in Spokane for the first time in a while. Spokane is typically warmer, so seeing that greater temperature today definitely makes me feel great because I got to go outside and walk my dogs today. And for those of you in the Tri-Cities, it's going to be 75. And at 75, you can expect a little bit of wind, but for the most part, it's going to be nice and toasty for you. Those of you in the west side, it is pretty warm and sunny today as well. But that is not the most important thing. The week is going to stay nice and warm, and into late next week, we'll see some cold. Back to you guys at the desk.
The Cougars finally come back to play at home. Our sports anchor Tierra Trail will tell you about their upcoming match. And WSU football is back at Martin Stadium for practice. We'll be right back.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
WSU baseball faces the Stanford Cardinal in a 3-game series. The first game is currently ongoing with a score of 7-2. Stanford leads. This game is the Pac-12 home opener for WSU this season and is the second series played at Bailey Brayton Field. Head coach Brian Green says, quote, "The team feels good to be back home after the long 9-game road trip," unquote. WSU is coming off a 3-game loss against the Arizona State Sun Devils. MLB opening season starts today. MLB will have a normal 162-game schedule and 10-team playoff format. Teams are coming off of spring training and are excited for opening day. The Seattle Mariners will face off against the San Francisco Giants at 7:10 p.m. WSU spring football has begun. WSU will practice 3 days in a row this week, then settle into a routine of Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday practices. WSU is preparing for their spring game that will be held in Pullman on April 24th. Fan attendance and ticket information for the Crimson and Gray game will be announced at a later date. University of North Carolina's men's basketball head coach Roy Williams retires after coaching for 48 years. Williams led the Tar Heels to 3 NCAA titles in his 18th season at UNC. Williams also coached at Kansas University for 15 seasons prior to leaving for UNC. WSU may be expanding with a new campus location.
We'll tell you where it is and when construction starts when we come back. WSU posted on their Instagram this morning their plan to introduce Washington State Vantage. This new Cougar location will include a windsurfing course, a zip line across the Columbia River, a nuclear submarine testing center, and most impressively, an underwater basket weaving lab. Senior Deputy Associate Are You Kidding said construction for WSU Vantage will begin today, April 1st. Now, Tara, I don't know about you, but I can tell now that that was an April Fool's joke, but this morning I was very gullible enough to believe that I could zip line across the Columbia River at some point.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty cool idea, so if it was true, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. I thought, I seen it and I was like, oh, it's not true. It's an April Fool's, like, I knew it instantly.
Yeah, I came into class and was pretty embarrassed that I thought it was real. But you know, that's what I get, I guess, for not reading the entire caption of an Instagram post.
Yeah, I mean, it's April Fool's, so you know, it's kind of hard to trust stuff that you see firsthand, you know, because it's April Fool's, so everybody's trying to pull pranks and whatnot.
I think it would be like a great idea, hypothetically, but honestly, they wouldn't have enough space. I mean, there's like a bridge. Like,
yeah, and I think they would have to go through more stuff to make it happen, you know?
Yeah, there would have to be some planning.
Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpd.org at MN8, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.